I really wonder where this is all going to end with Justin Fields as free agency is, we're nearly 24 hours in, and we've seen a lot of movement with the quarterbacks. Sam Darnold goes to Minnesota. Gardner Minshew goes to the Raiders. Of course, the big deal was Cousins going down to Atlanta and Russ going to Pittsburgh yesterday. Is it drying up, Hoodie? I mean, like, what are the options here for the Bears and Justin as they try to do right by him and they try to find a trade partner? Where is that team? Is it the Giants, maybe?
Well, as a couple of Catholics that we know Luke chapter 2, verse 7, was there no room in the inn? There's no room in the inn for Justin Fields.
I can't believe you just busted that.
I'm just saying.
That's
You're familiar with the.
That's fantastic.
Was there any room in the inn for Justin Fields? Seriously,
that's great. The answer might be no.
Yeah.
All the landlords and the shopkeepers and the governors are going, nope, not here.
Well, Easter's right around the corner.
That's it, exactly. We're just a few weeks away.
Dan Graziato from ESPN on Justin Fields. Listen.
I think with Justin Fields, the market is telling us and telling him that the league doesn't see him as a clear-cut starter at this point in his career. So I think what's next for him, and the Bears have said they want to do right by him. So if they're looking for a spot to trade him, it's probably a place where he's either in a backup role for a year or he's in a competition for a starting spot, but a place where he can get some good coaching, right? Like where he'll have like quarterback-friendly coaching, people who can develop him further even if he's in a backup role. Because I think the goal if you're Justin Fields is to be better a year from now, right? Be a more appealing option for teams a year from now.
The one quote that resonates with me that's ringing in my head is the quote from Ryan Poles that says, I'm going to try to do right by Justin Fields, meaning that, hey, kid, we think that you're a good quarterback, but we feel like we want to reset the market at the quarterback position and go with Caleb Williams. We can't pass up in the quarterback class twice. And so I know it's day one, Carm, but I mean, maybe today's something, maybe sometime this week, but we find it interesting that you can go through every team and you say, young quarterback, second-year quarterback, or veteran that we like. And then you look at the backups, and it's almost the same thing, and it's kind of like, well, where do you fit in that spot? I mean, you want to do right by Justin, but how hard are you trying? Are you picking up the phone? And who's saying no?
That's a good question, man. And I think they might not be getting the kind of traction or like they might not be having the types of conversations that they thought they were going to be able to have when all of this started. But as guys have started to settle in and a couple of trades have been made, I think it's a valid question. Like, what are the options that are left? And are you going to be left holding on to Justin through the summer, waiting for some sort of a training camp injury to happen to give him an opportunity to go somewhere and be able to play? And I don't think that's ideal for anybody. That's not ideal for Justin. I don't think it's ideal for the Bears. I don't think it's ideal for the quarterback that they're going to draft, whichever one it is come April. I just think that's a bad situation all the way around. I'm not sure how this goes over the next couple of weeks, Hoodie. I'm not. And I don't think I don't know. I don't know this. I'd love to find out somehow. Like, are the Bears a little bit surprised that they're having a hard time? Did they think he would be gone by last weekend before free agency started? Because the way Ryan Poles talked to the Combine, it kind of felt like that was the way they wanted to have this happen, and it's not happening. And I don't know where. I just don't know how many landing spots are really left. Again, I'm holding out a little hope that maybe the Giants and Daboll could. I think Daboll in his mind could probably do some clever, creative things with Justin, and who knows? Daniel Jones stinks anyway, and who knows when he'll even be back.
Yes,
but it's just there's not a lot of spots.
I mean, when a Sam Darnold is getting locked in with the Vikings, right?
I mean, come on.
And then you get Mac Jones traded for a 6th-round pick. And these are quarterbacks that are not very good, and they're getting jobs. And so Tyrod Taylor now is a backup to the New York Jets.
Yeah, he went to the Jets.
So these are guys.
Brissett went back to New England.
These are bottom shelf, at best middle shelf quarterbacks we're talking about here.
I got to believe that Justin Fields is better than Sam Darnold. But
there's no doubt about that.
I think the fear might be for some of these coaches that they're not comfortable tailoring a very specific type of offense around Justin. And maybe Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota's thinking, at the very least with Sam Darnold, I get a guy who last year played in my system. He was in San Francisco and played in that. O'Connell's from that Shanny/McVay tree, however you want to divide it up. And maybe O'Connell's just thinking, I got a guy that knows the most of the verbiage and understands the offense that I'm running. And that's why, without having to trade a draft pick, we'll just give Sam Darnold $10 million for the year. Yeah. I'm with you. I got to believe Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold.
Well,
I believe that.
Just
the league's telling you otherwise, I guess.
Just a step forward in this conversation about Justin Fields. Look at the landscape of the quarterback position, Carm. A lot of this is what Justin Fields does when he's good. Well, like if you have a mobile quarterback, that's a luxury. That's a good thing to have on your football team, correct? A guy that can run.
Yeah.
Okay, a guy that does have a strong arm when he is able to release it with that ridiculous, right-handed reliever type of weird thing that he does. He still hasn't straightened that throw out yet. You saw him in at Lake Forest at training camp, right? He still had that little hitch.
Yeah.
And I thought they were going to straighten that out this past summer. That's not the case. But what I'm saying is that when he does release it, he's got a hooch.
Oh,
he does have a good, strong arm.
Yes.
But it's the in-between, the ability to read defenses and not hold the balls too long.
Yeah.
I think with time that can get better. And because I think there are more positives and negatives with Justin Fields, if you are an offensive coordinator or a head coach, you could say, you know what, I can straighten that out. Because that's what coaches do. They're coaching. They can look at his skill set and say, if there's issues with Justin Fields, he could do more than just run the football for us. We can get him to be able to throw the intermediate route, to be able to get the ball out quickly. So that way it's not intercepted. Right. That way it's not incomplete, that he can be more accurate with the football. So what I'm saying is that when we talk about Justin Fields, we're not talking about someone that's a bust or a bum. We're talking about a guy that needs work at the position.
Like Graziano said, maybe to at least even in a backup role, if he can increase his stock going into his fifth year, then that would be good for Justin. I'm with you. I don't think Justin Fields is a bum at all.
No.
I don't think he'll ever be great, and I think the Bears should move on, but I don't think he's a bum, and there will be a home somewhere for Justin. It's just they're in a tricky spot right now because who's going to give them the draft compensation that the draft compensation they're looking for in a trade. And I don't know. I just don't know how many options are left. Minshew goes to the Raiders. Not that might have been a likely destination because Luke Getsy's there anyway, but Minnesota decides to go with Sam Darnold instead. Again, it could just be the familiarity with that offense after spending last year in San Fran. I'm not sure, but here the Bears are, and I would love to know if they're a little bit surprised internally that Justin's still on the roster.
Also, are there any landing spots left for Justin Fields? If you're on hold, you will be on the air. Cap and J Hood on Chicago's Home for Sports.